Friday, everyone.
Friday. Good morning. How's it going? We've got 3 people here. Okay, you 3. I'd love to have you here. Woo! It's the best.
You're going to give us all the gold secrets and then everyone else is going to miss.
Yeah, everyone else is going to miss out on all the secrets. I love it. Jacqueline's taken 100 listings in 2024. I love that she manifested that. Did you manifest that, Jacqueline? I see that on her title right there. Jacqueline Bacon.
I have not.
Oh, we got to fix that in 2025. Let's get you your 100 listings. Let's do it.
That's right.
How far away are you?
I'm far away.
Far away. Okay. Well, we got to start putting plans in place today so we can actually make that happen in 2025, because I firmly believe you can make 2025 the year of 100 listings.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Wow. Let's do it. Rima, how many listings do you want to take in 2025?
More than I had this year. So, I mean, I'm aiming for 10. That sounds horrible, but I have not had 10 listings yet.
Why does that sound horrible?
Yeah, that doesn't sound horrible.
Let's back up. Why does that sound horrible?
Right. Because it's not the high production that most people on here or the mentors that I follow are doing.
Do you follow me?
Yeah.
And when have I ever talked about the only way to be successful is to do 100 listings?
You have not.
Never. I don't believe that's I'm gonna challenge you on that thought process, Rima. Sorry, I'm taking a moment to do some coaching right now. I'm going to challenge you on that thought process that 10 listings is horrible. First of all, we have to change that word. Okay. We all know what the reticular activator system is, right? So when we manifest, we say words like that's horrible, what you're doing, and in a couple of weeks, I'm going to talk about the law of compensation. But today, I'm going to talk about the law of repelling. It is the law that Lynea Carver is writing. I am writing this law into writing. We're going to put it in writing. We're going to put this law out there. Because when you say something is horrible, a girl is horrible, you are literally repelling that goal to run away from you. So you will probably not even hit 10. So I want to challenge you, Rima, because you can hit 10, and 10 is amazing. You know how much money you can make with 10 listings? You know how much money you can make with 3 listings? There is nothing, the only reason why we have this false perception, which is fantastic about my topic today, the only reason we have this false perception in real estate that we have to do a ton of production is because that's what all the big gurus tell you. They all tell you that the only way to be successful is to produce hundreds and hundreds of transactions a year, build a team, make yourself broke, work yourself to the grind. That's what they tell you.
Yes.
I'm going to challenge that. Okay. In 2024, I've sold 15 homes. 15 homes. I've made $150,000 more selling 15 homes than I made when I sold 10 more homes. I've worked a lot less. I work in my real estate business, Now I'm saying in means out on showings, out at appointments, right? I work in my real estate business less than 20 hours a week. So my dollars per hour is very high. So I'm just going to challenge anyone on this call who's struggling with that. My goal's not high enough or it's not as good as other people. Let's stop that belief right now. Can we all just commit to that right now? Your goal is perfect for you. And that is the only thing that matters. It is okay. If it's okay for Lynea Carver, if it's okay for Rima, if it's okay for Jackie, if it's okay for Juliana, it is the best goal possible. But when we put words around it, sorry, go ahead, Jacqueline.
And that's comparing. What's happening is you're comparing yourself towards someone else. And we're not to compare ourselves.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have to compare ourselves with ourselves, right? I have very high standards for myself, incredibly high standards. Any of you who know me on a personal level know that. I hold myself to a standard way up here that often seems unachievable for even myself. And that's the only person that I'm allowed to compare myself to. The only person. So Rima, you are fantastic. Whatever volume you do, your 2 listings or your however much volume you've done this year is fantastic. Everything that you're doing every day is fantastic. The stories that you're telling, everything that you're putting out there, that is you. And that is something you should be proud of. So I'm going to squash all of that stupid real estate coaching rhetoric that's out there. right now. You can obviously tell I'm very passionate about this. You got to squash that. Because I don't believe that you can only be successful one way. That is what is so amazing about real estate, is there is so many ways to be successful. Do you agree with that? Like, you can have a business like mine and do 15 transactions a year and make $150,000 more per year and work less than 20 hours a week in your business, and you can love your business. And none of you look at me any differently because I tell you I closed 15 transactions this year and I've worked less than 20 hours a week in my business, do you? None of you are like, oh my God, I don't want to listen to her. She's only sold 15 homes. Oh my God, what is that? None of you say that because you're here every week. I talk about this all the time. So, Rima, let's try this again. How many listings are you going to take in 2024?
10 in 24.
Yes, we're going to do 10 listings in 2024. Woo! We're all here to cheer you on, Rima. We are going to do it. 2025, that's what I mean. 2025. Good. So this is a great segue into today's topic, which is how to build more confidence. Does anyone here think that you need to have more confidence?
Yeah.
I do. It might not be in the same area that you need more confidence in.
That's right.
Right? But I need more confidence. I need more confidence. And there's one word that I want to share with you that helps you build more confidence. So I have slides here, but Rima, I love that you brought me off of that because I was going to go through these slides, but I'm going to tell you, girl, I am not going to now. Now I'm going to share one slide with you.
I'm so glad our bit worked.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you. It worked. We tried. Good job, Rima. Thank you. Good practice. We worked on that real hard, you guys. No, we didn't. But here's the deal. The only thing that you have to do to build more confidence, I shouldn't say the only thing, where it starts to build more confidence is with one word. I'll tell you what the word is. I'm just curious if anyone can guess what the word is. It starts with the letter B. How do you think that you build more confidence?
Believe. Be intentional.
Yeah. Believe. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, then I'm going to tell you something right now. No one else is going to believe in you either. You have to believe in yourself. That is where the root of confidence starts. Because the truth is that you have everything within you right now to accomplish whatever goals you want to accomplish. Now, you might need people around you to push you a little bit harder on your goals. I'm going to share a story because the other day I shared with my good friend Sabrina. I was like, so these are my goals in 2025. And she was like, girl, I think you could do that in like 2 weeks. Like, that's not even like, is that even pushing yourself hard enough? And I was like, well, yeah, I want to speak on, I want to host 2 events. I want to host, or I don't even remember what I said. That's how much I needed to be challenged on it. Because I don't even remember what I said. It was so small. So she challenged me and she said, that's why I'm challenging you, Rima, by the way. She challenged me and she was like, I think you can actually do more than that. Those can be milestones along the way to accomplishing your bigger goals. But you can do more than what you actually think you can as long as you believe. Belief is where it all starts. So if you need to build more confidence in whatever it is, whatever that goal is, okay? Business, personal, lifestyle, financial, you got to believe you can. This year, I've got myself out of consumer debt naturally, okay? I've tried to do it before. I filed bankruptcy. I've done debt consolidation loans. I've taken out debt consolidation companies. I've done all these different methods, all these different tactics of trying to get out of consumer debt. And you know how I finally did it? I just did it myself. I did it organically. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put money aside and let's see what happens. And I had enough saved up by August that I just paid them all off in one lump sum. I never believed that I could do that. And then I did it. And now, do I believe that I could do it again? Yes. Do I ever want to do that again? No. But But I had to believe that it was possible. I had to believe that the money that I had set aside for allocated for something else, it wasn't for me. I had to believe that the money I had set aside was good enough to say, okay, I can wash away this trail of crap that's been following me around for the last 25 years. Because that's a crappy thing about debt. It follows you forever. Forever. So the thing is, you have to believe that you can. Because if you don't have that fundamental belief, then anything else that I want to teach you about converting leads is not going to happen. So that was our little sidetrack. So thank you. Okay, so what I was trying to tell you a minute ago was that we often are told in real estate that the only way to succeed is by what?
Hustling, grinding,
Door knocking, cold calling, and being aggressive, being very like just closing, transaction, which is kind of like goes back to the beginning of the call, right? We're told that we have to spend lots of money on marketing. We're told that we have to just chase the volume. Okay. And I'm not here to put down anybody who has large transactional goals. That's not at all what I'm saying. So don't get my message mistaken. Okay. It's just that there's more than one way to do business. We're told that the only way to make business happen is by building a large team. That's what we're told. At least that's what I've been told. You guys can see my weird slides right now. I'm going to share the other ones with you. That's what I've been told. I've been told, in fact, yesterday I talked to another coach. She was like, yeah, you just got to build your team. I'm like, I don't want to build a team. I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. You can't be successful if you don't build a team. Okay, well, that's not true. Because this is actually the path to success right here. No hustle and grinding, no aggressive sales tactics, no large marketing budgets, no chasing volume. You don't have to be transactional. You can truly build a relationship, build business. And I want to break another myth right now, is that you actually can have a business built 100% on referrals. And you can control that. So I've heard some rhetoric that you cannot control a referral-based business. That the problem with having a referral-based business is that you can't control it. You can't control how much it's coming in. You can't control the flow. Disagree, by the way, 100%. I believe that you can have a very functional, very flourishing, large referral-based business if you go after it correctly. If you do everything with intention, it can absolutely be accomplished. I was listening to a Brian Buffini podcast this morning, and he was talking about the hard work, how we've got this thing in our mind, work smarter, not harder. Okay, but that's actually wrong. Because hard work is part of it. Any of you have had any sort of success in this business know that hard work is part of it. So when someone comes to you and says they want to be successful like you, this happens to me all the time. Literally, I'm trying to build a team. People come to me and they want my success, but I learn real fast they don't want to do what I've done to get the success I've had. So instead of working smarter, let's work more intentionally. Let's work more intentionally. Let's be intentional about the actions that the energy that we're putting out there, which goes back to my whole conversation about repelling, right? Let's be intentional about the action we're putting out there. Let's be intentional about what we want. How many of you practice yoga? Anyone? Any yogis here? Okay. Don't you always, before yoga practice, set your intention? 100% of the time. When you meditate, you set an intention for the day, or you set an intention for your meditation. Sometimes I'm intentionally meditating because I just need to relax. I've got too much going on up here. Linnea's head is going to explode, especially this week with the full moon. Okay. Like, oh my God. Okay. So I set my intention before meditation. How many of you set an intention before your day? How many of you set an intention every single time you pick up the phone?
Yes.
How many of you set an intention for every single post that you write on social media?
Yes.
How many of you set an intention for every single appointment that you go on?
Yes.
How many of you set an intention for coming on this call and what you expect to get from this call every Friday? So we need to be more intentional. That, when you start to do that, the confidence starts to come because you're like, oh, look what I manifested, right? It's like, we all know that confidence really happens when you accomplish something. You're like, oh, I think I can do this. And you try it and you do it. That's what happens, right? Confidence comes from practice. We have to practice talking to our clients. We have to practice picking up the phone. We have to practice door knocking. We have to practice marketing. We have to practice storytelling. We have to practice all these things, right? You have to practice them. The more you practice them, the easier it becomes. The easier it becomes, the more leads you convert, right? That's just how it works. It's like a trickle down. So I want you to think about the fact that whatever you want to accomplish right now, intentionally want to accomplish, you can. You can accomplish it. But if you don't believe in yourself, sorry, I don't know how to help you accomplish it. So whenever someone coaches with me, the very first thing I do is I ask them, what is your intention with coaching with me? What is your intention? What is your intention from saying, Lynea, I trust you, I believe in you to guide me to where I need to go. But what is your intention? Because if you don't have the intention that I can help you, and your intent is to just be like, okay, well, I think that you're just going to change my mind and you're just going to be a magic pill, I don't want to work with you. You're not the client I want to help. You're not the agent I want to help. Because I can't do that for someone else. I am a helper. I'm a fixer. I'm a teacher. But if you don't have the intention, like, okay, I want to learn the habits I need to build. I want to intentionally build the right habits, have the right conversations, do the right discovery work. I want to intentionally put in the hard work now so they don't have to do it later. I was talking to another coach yesterday, maybe the same one I was talking about a minute ago. And she's like, are you sure you want to do this? It's a lot of work. And I was like, girl, it's a lot of work now for not a lot of work later. The first time I ever competed in a bodybuilding competition. Okay. First time I ever did. It was hard. It was hard. The hardest part was not going to the gym, by the way. That's easy. If I literally could figure out how to make the same amount of income and serve the same amount of people and make the same amount of impact in people's lives by just going to the gym and working out, you better believe I would do it. Okay? That's easy. The hardest part was what happened up here. This is the hardest part. This is the part that we can't, that is why, this is where the confidence comes from. The hardest part is right here. When I was first building my real estate business, same thing. I was like, okay, I don't have my Supra box yet. Someone put here a second ago, I think Nicole said, I have 2 listings and I haven't even sold a house. Okay, awesome. You know why I love that? Because I can relate to that. My very first day, got my license, just they signed it, got it transferred in Washington State. Okay, didn't even have a key box yet, hadn't even ordered business cards. I didn't even know what my next step was. I was like, I don't know what to do now. Can anyone remember that day? Like day one, you're like, oh, what do I do now? I don't know. How do I get my key? What do I have to do? I have to sign up for a key box. I have to sign up for membership. I have to pay more money. Okay. All the things, you forget about. And I was like, I don't care. I'm a licensed real estate agent. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out and tell everybody that I'm a licensed real estate agent. So I started going around to all the open houses. I didn't even have access to the MLS, you guys. I used Zillow. And I was like, show me all the open houses in my area. And I went and visited 8 open houses a weekend and just met agents. Just met them. Started talking to them, asking them questions about the market, asking them questions just started asking questions like as a curiosity. And that's how I built my business. By talking to other agents, not even talking to people yet. Because those agents were like, oh, well, I have a listing coming up. Do you happen to have a buyer? And I was like, oh, let me see if I can find a buyer. I didn't even know this agent. They just met me in person. And they would talk to me like I was experienced. Oh, so what are you finding in your area? What are you finding with your clients? And I just pretended. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. That's how I built my business. That was hard work. I had to build the confidence to be as confident as I am today. Because 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whenever I got my license, the very first day, I was not who I am today. I could not confidently tell you anything about my market. I could not tell you how to get an offer accepted. I could not tell you how to do any of that stuff. I had to do it. I just had to go do it. I had to practice. I had to put myself in the same room with other people who were already successful. That's how I did it. So I was here today because a lot of you were on my masterclass back in September. How many of you were there? Some of you were not. But what you learned on that masterclass was that in order to convert more leads, in order to build a better business, in order to be able to work in your business less. Now, let me be clear. When I say in your business, I mean the grind of your business. There's still some grinding that's involved. Door knocking, open houses, showings, listing appointments, prepping, like going to a house, prepping it for a listing, that stuff. The stuff where I actually have to be in my business, the stuff that is not money-making activity. Or even really money-making activity. Because the reality is prospecting is it's in your business. When you're working on your business, that's when you're creating, you're building. Okay? So when I say I work less than 20 hours a week in my real estate business, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Very, very, very few hours. So the only way to build a business like that, there's a 5-step framework to it. Okay? The only way to build a business where you can attract the people that you're meant to serve. Not just, you guys can all go out and do open houses. You can all go out and buy leads. I can give you probably off the top of my head 25 different ways to get leads right now. If you want those, I can get them to you. But what I'm better at is teaching how to build a rock solid business that works for you over and over and over again. What I'm better at is teaching you how to build a 5-step framework of your business that is going to help you residually. We all know that there's 3 types of income, right? Do you know the 3 types of income? Byron Ellington wrote a book called Untrapped Manifesto, or Untrapped. Okay, there's 3 types of income. There's linear compensation. Linear compensation is trading time for money. Right? I'll give you my time, you pay me money. Okay? There's leverage. When you hire a team, you have overhead, you start to have more people who can do work for you, pull yourself out of it a little bit, right? And then there's residual. And residual is where we all want to get to. That's why we invest in stocks. That's why we invest in real estate. That's why you have leverage, right? To build that residual sort of income. But the only way to do that, the only way to build that residual business is that you have to start at the beginning. This is how I put it together. Let me pull it up here for you. You have to start at the beginning. So in Lynea's world, there is a 5-step framework to building a business. It's a really easy acronym. It's called the DREAM framework. It's 5 steps. The first step is that you have to discover exactly who your client is. You've got to attract them, and then you have to create an offer that speaks directly to their needs and pain points so that they're reaching out to you. So whether you want to take 10 listings, you want to take 100 listings, this is how you have to do it. You have to attract them. If you want to have a residual business. If you want to have a hustle and grind business, ignore everything I'm saying. Still, you can have a hustle and grind business and follow this framework, and it'll help you get out of that hustle and grind business. But if you want to have a residual business, you've got to start by first identifying exactly who your target client is. And I've talked about this before. I know some of you have asked me before, and I go really, really, really deep. So people that have done my target client exercise the right way are seeing massive results. I know Juliana saw some, and she didn't even finish it. Juliana, what'd you get? Did you get like 2? What, you got to remind me.
We closed one pretty quickly and I think got one more referral, and we finally got our second interview done, checked. So we have 3 more.
Yeah. So they closed one and got a referral. Didn't even finish the exercise. I have another client who's doing it right now. She got 3 referrals. 3 referrals in less than 30 days. I have another client who's doing it right now has had 0 in their pipeline. And they followed my instructions to a T. Now they have 6 people in their pipeline, and they've been doing this for 4 days. So if you are not doing the discovery work on finding exactly who your target client is, it's gonna be the hustle and grind, right? This is the attraction that we want to do. We want to do the attraction. Who would like to go from 0 to 6 in your pipeline in 4 days? Right. We all do. We all do. So that's where it starts, right? You have to be very clear about who it is that you're attracting. Discover them. And then you have to relate with them, right? You have to be a better storyteller. You have to be a person who knows how to tell stories to build relationships. I'm going to tell you, the name of the game in marketing world is storytelling. I've tried so many different methods of marketing. I've done just random lead generation. I've tried everything. The best marketing tactic I can give you, the best thing I ever did was learn how to be a better storyteller. And it's so much so that as I've started to grow into my identity as a storyteller, that's who I am. I'm a storyteller. People are like, what's your niche in coaching? I teach people how to tell better stories. That's what I do. That's what I do. And the reason why is because stories sell. Stories sell. Stories that stick are going to sell even more. So you have to tell stories, but also stories that stick. And the only way to tell stories that stick is to understand who exactly you're talking to. Make sense? So that's where the framework comes in. So that's where this 5-step dream framework comes in, is you got to discover them. Then you got to relate to them by telling stories, but you can't tell stories until you know who you're working with, right? And then you have to actually engage with them. You actually have to engage. You have to have conversations. You have to have events. You have to have reasons for people to want to say, yes, I opt into more of your information. And then from there, you have to show them how much you appreciate them. You've got to delight them. You do this in simple things like, how do you conduct a buyer consultation? How do you appreciate that person for saying, I engage with you, I raise my hand? How do you appreciate them in your buyer consultation? How do you appreciate them in your listing consultation? How do you appreciate them during the onboarding process? How do you show them you appreciate them? And I'm not talking just fancy gifts and thank you cards, because those are fun, but not everybody's love language is gifts. Not everybody's love language is gifts. So if you send me a gift or a thank you card, yeah, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. But you know what I love even more? Words of affirmation or proof in the pudding. Show me what you said you're going to do for me. Don't just tell me you have a process. Show me you have a process. That's how you appreciate your people. And what happens after that, the M in the dream framework, is that then that begins to multiply, because you spent so much time on the discovery work. You spent so much time on getting to relate with them by telling better stories. They're engaging with you easily. I can give you scripts all day, every day, but what I can tell you even better how to do is how to have a regular conversation with a regular human being. The more conversations you can have with a regular human being, the more they want to raise their hand and say, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. This whole business is about conversations. You got to have the right conversations with the right people. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, or the right thing to the wrong person. Same thing. So starts with the person. So then, like I said, what happens is it starts to multiply. Then the people become raving fans. People become, oh my gosh, you got to talk to Jackie. Jackie's the only person. She is the only one that can help you. There's no one else better than Jackie. Who wants that? I'd be honest with you. I am out of practice with a regular listing appointment. I'm so out of practice. I can still do it, but I'm so out of practice at this point. Because I haven't had a regular listing appointment like it's hot in the real estate world for probably 3 years. I'm going to sign a listing agreement. I have an appointment on Saturday. Like, okay, let's send the paper. Because I've done so much work on telling the right stories, engaging with them, that I know exactly who they are. So I'm going to them and they're like, okay, cool. And it's not just once in a while, right? My January set up. I've never had this much business going to January that I had this year. Funny. January is like, great. It's like, cool. It's going to be a great start to the year. But it's all because I've done the work. I was intentional. And I did the work. And I committed to it. And on top of that, I surrounded myself with people, and still to this day, surrounded myself with people who already have the success that I want. That is the key. Surrounding yourself with people who have the success that you want. Got back from EXPCon, and I realized that I had to change my circle. Changing your circle is hard, right? Changing your circle is hard because it's like you're so used to it. Like, you don't think about comfort zone as being people. You don't think about comfort zone as being the people that are around you every day. And I knew that I had to change my circle. So I did. I made some changes to my circle, and I said, I only want to surround myself with those people who are at the same level that I am, who are trying to elevate their business like I am. I know Jacqueline's on the phone, it looks like, but I'm going to say this because she can watch the recording. Jacqueline, if you want to take 100 listings in 2025, you have to surround yourself with people who are taking 100 listings every single year. You've got to surround yourself, and you have to actively seek those people out. I made 3 calls when I got back from EXPCon, and I said, I want what you're doing. I want what you're doing. Can we connect? And they're like, oh my gosh, I want what you're doing. I'm like, great, this is going to be awesome. I want to elevate myself to your level. So sometimes you just have to find those people. The good news is I have an option for you. So a lot of you were on my masterclass in September, and my masterclass is very elite. It's very elite. We're getting incredible results in it. Incredible. Like, I cannot wait to start sharing more of these stories. Incredible results. But I wanted to create something that was more accessible for more people, because I do believe in the power of being around the right people, obviously. I do believe in the power of having a set framework that can help you. I believe in the power of accountability. And I have half an hour a week to share with you. If you had an hour and a half with me every week, how much more could you learn? If you had an hour with me every week to pick my brain about whatever's bothering you, how much more could you learn? How much more could you learn if you had access to some of the tools and some of the resources that are helping other people go from 0 to 6 in 4 days? How much more powerful could that be for you? Well, that is where we're at. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you, for those of you who are curious about this, this is what the Confidence and Conversion Lab is all about. So the Confidence and Conversion Lab is meant for you if you are looking to build more confidence and convert more leads. Okay? That's what it's meant for. I'm going to give you the fundamentals of the framework. You get to learn the fundamentals of them, which is important. You're going to get confidence. Okay? I want to help you attract your ideal clients. You actually have to do it, though. You're going to join a community. There's a few of us already. There's going to be more of us as we continue to grow, because I want you to accelerate your growth. And you're going to be able to build a business without the overwhelm. Whatever that business looks like for you, the whole point of what I teach you is how to do it without getting overwhelmed. One thing I'm really, really, really good at is helping people get rid of the noise. I can tell you when one conversation, probably 5 things that you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. And it happened to Joy. Joy just shared her little video with me. Like that's what Joy and I have done together. So I can help you get rid of all the excess stuff and focus on the one thing that you should be doing. I have one client who went from 50,000 to 500,000 in 12 months by simply doing one thing differently in his business, and that's it. And I know it's hard to believe because you hear the one thing all the time, but like one thing, literally one thing is the only thing he changed. Went from 50 to 500,000 in 12 months. So that's what the Confidence and Conversion Lab is about. It's to surround yourself with people who are also doing the same thing, to get rid of that overwhelm, get rid of all of the extra noise, and start doing things like getting rid of the overwhelm, attracting high quality leads that actually want to work with you, nurturing relationships regularly and effortlessly, closing more deals, and creating a business that gives you the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. And I don't know about you, I got one life. I don't know how many of you have more than one life. I got one. I mean, if you believe in reincarnation, you might have more than one, but it's still going to be different than the one you're in right now. Okay? I got one life. And I don't want to live my life where I am like, have no friends. I'm tired. I'm not doing anything for fun, not traveling. I'm not taking care of myself. I don't want to live that kind of life. And I don't think that real estate is meant for that. I think there's a way to do real estate that doesn't involve that. So essentially, here's what's going to happen. You'll get a weekly group coaching call with me. We have weekly accountability calls. It says bi-weekly, but we have weekly accountability calls with an accountability coach who are trained by me. In fact, I think 3 of them are on the call right now. Okay. You have a weekly accountability call. You get to get access to a private online community. It's our online community where we post wins, we post whatever you need. That's where you get access to my brain outside of this. You get 50% off my social selling course if you want it. You get personalized feedback and support. But most importantly, you get to connect with people. You get to put yourself in the room of people who are doing what you want to do. And that's where the biggest game changer comes in. That is it. Because this, I'll tell you right here, changing my circle, if I were to say one thing that would take me from 50 to 500 to 10x my business, is changing my circle. And that's where I'm at right now in 2025. I'm trying to 10x my business. So coming back from EXPCon, that was the first thing I had to do, was change my circle. I had to put myself in a room of people, because there's no one out there. I can't find a community, someone offering the kind of community that I'm offering. So I had to create my own. So I created this for you, to connect with a community of agents so you can actually build lasting relationships and get results that actually work. Okay? With here, the goal is, what I want you to do when you come to this lab is I want you to learn how to save money. I want you to make more money. Save money and make more. Woohoo! Fun, right? I want you to close more. I want you to love your life more. And I want you to get rid of time. I want you to get rid of time. Okay, here's some of the success that people are having in our lab. Oops. $2 million in listings, systems in place, attracting perfect clients, building an online presence, receiving referrals, 4 referrals in 2 weeks, gaining confidence, tripling their income. Someone signed a $5 million buyer agency. Okay. Big, big, big wins. So things to think about. To surround yourself with the right people. What could that do for you? What could that do for you? Think about that for a second. Surrounding yourself with the right people, getting the right tools in place, getting access. I'm not trying to brag about myself, but getting deeper access to my brain. You can ask the multiple people on here who have deeper access to my brain what they've learned. You can reach out to them. Angel, Joy, Juliana, Sabrina's on here. She's off. Ask them what they get when they get access to my brain. So when that happens and you have someone who's coming to spend time and pour into you and help you develop and help you grow, just imagine, Rima, because I know that your goal is 10 listings, just imagine what you can go from today by just being surrounded by the right people. That's going to make a big difference. Okay, so here's what it looks like for you. I'll just get right to it. So I wanted to make it more accessible for everybody because I know my elite program is very elite. Okay, it's at an elite price and it's still available for those who are interested in the elite program. You get a lot more with it. If you want to refresh or book a call with me, I'm happy to show you. But this one is a little, like I said, it's more accessible in the sense that right now it's $400 a month for 6 months. 6-month access. If you want to pay in full, you can. It's $2,000. That's what it looks like. So having access to all of that, accountability, weekly calls with me, online community, tools, resources, $400 a month. And we have 5 different accountability calls that you can choose from in multiple time zones. You can go to all 5, or you can choose which accountability coach you like the most, and you can go to their call. But all accountability coaches are trained by me. So every single one of them know exactly what I'm looking for. And 3 of them are on the call. Okay? So if it's something you are interested in, there is a QR code right there. But if you want to book a call, you just have more questions, please just, there you go. Do a little lesson for you. You're going to crush it, okay? So if you have more questions or you want to book a call to learn more about it, just go ahead and book a call with me. Okay, so that is the Confidence and Conversion Lab. If you have any more questions, just feel free to ask me now. I'm here for another couple minutes. Rima.
When is it going to start? Like, when would the calls start?
The great thing, it is right now at 9 a.m. This is not a cohort. It's ongoing, 6 months, 6-month commitment. So we've been going for a while. Last week, we talked about the audience funnel and we started creating email. We started creating an email drip funnel for people. This week, we're going a little bit deeper into it. The format is a Q&A once a week or Q&A every other week and a deep dive training every other week. So Q&A, deep dive, Q&A, deep dive. We're going to deep dive. And when I deep dive train, I don't have time for questions. I'm going to go bounce to another call right afterward. So the next week, so you go to your accountability call. Okay. Maybe some of the questions get answered. Maybe not. So you come to the next week and we do all the Q&A.
What's today, Lynea?
What is Q&A?
Q&A.
Yeah.
So the pieces that if you don't sign up until next week, the pieces that you've missed prior, will you be able to do that?
Like, you get all of them. You get access to a community and they're all stored in the community. So you can go and easily have all the resources there. The previous trainings are there. You can go and watch all the stuff that we've done in the past. So, and then everything in the future too. And then the other thing is people in my Confidence and Conversion Lab get first dibs on my elite program if it's something you want more of. You get first dibs on the elite program and lock it into the current price because pricing goes up for the second cohort. So you can lock it into the current price in my Confidence and Conversion Lab.
Sorry to interrupt and change the subject. Speaking of last week, you said that you're going to finish the ad funnel steps. Do you plan on doing that this week or?
Yep. We'll finish those today.
Okay.
And there's a couple of questions that came through too on that. So that'll be all the same.
Okay.
So I will tell you, yes, I've read 10X is Easier Than 2X. It's a fantastic book. I also live and breathe by who, not how. Live and breathe by who, not how. And that's what I'll ask you today. Who is what it's all about. Like, who do you need to surround yourself to get to that goal in 2025? Not how will you get there. The how is really easy. I shouldn't say it's easy. The how is simple. The how is simple. It's not easy. Okay. Easy is different, but the how is very simple. So who is going to help you get to your goals in 2025? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Everyone, thank you. I hope this was helpful. See you next week.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.